Welcome to week 5 of Homecoming. This week is Power Week, and my favorite week of all the weeks, because we are going to focus this week on finding, reclaiming, and using our voice, taking ownership for who we are and what we want and what we need in our life, and learning how to set clear boundaries. Yeah, it's a good week this week. Where have we been losing and giving our power away to others, to other things, to other places that we do not want to be giving our energy and our power to? Where have we been hiding ourselves and not using our voice, swallowing what we've wanted to say instead of saying it? And how has all of this impacted our health, impacted our well-being, and impacted our life? We're going to look at all of this together this week and start getting really clear. Where can we start saying clearly what we want, what we need, what we want for ourselves, for our future, for our lives? Where can we start setting clear boundaries and saying no when we want to say no, and saying only yes to the things we really want to say yes to? You know, when we start to learn how to use our voice clearly, we find our voice and we find ourselves. Learning how to set boundaries is one of the most important tools to learn so that we don't get lost in everybody else's wants and needs. You know, one of the most constant things I ask people when I work with them is, whose life are you living? Are you living your life, the one you wanted, or are you living somebody else's? Are you trying to meet and live up to someone else's expectations of you, or is this what you have chosen for yourself? This is something that I struggled with massively in my life. I think I spent most of my 20s, certainly my teens, but most of my 20s, saying what other people wanted me to say, people-pleasing everybody else, living a life someone else wanted for me, and trying to be someone else just so other people would like me or love me or give me approval. And where did that leave me? I felt completely lost. I had no idea who I was. I certainly didn't know what I wanted or what I believed in or what I was meant to do with my life. And even worse, it robbed me of self-worth and self-esteem and self-confidence. When I started to learn how to say no when I really wanted to say no, when I started to learn how to say yes to only the things I actually wanted to do, when I started to be able to put a clear boundary down, that was when I started to find myself. You know, giving all my energy and my power away to people, places, and things that I did not want to be giving it away to, not only robbed me of emotional self-worth and self-esteem, but it actually impacted my health. Like, I started to get really depleted in energy. I started to get really drained. I started to experience reproductive health issues and digestive issues because I was constantly giving myself away to everything else and to places that I didn't want to be doing that. And so it wasn't only about reclaiming my voice, but reclaiming my energy, reclaiming my power. Where do I really want to be using my energy and myself in my life so that everything becomes an active choice? So yes, this week is Power Week, where you get to reclaim your power back and start to find your feet, find your ground, and find your voice. You have an authentic voice that is only yours. There is no one else in this world that is you. Learn how to say what you really feel, what you really mean, what you really need. Say no to the things you want to say no to, and say yes to the things that you want. You know, society teaches us that saying no means that we're selfish, self-centered, self-obsessed, and it's negative. Well, I think completely differently. I think that when we start to say no to the things that we don't want, in that very moment that we say no, we're actually saying yes. We're saying yes to the things that we do want. We're saying, yes, I deserve better in this situation. Yes, I want something better than this. Yes to life of what I really want. So when you next start saying no, think that the moment that you say no to what you don't want, you're saying yes to what you do. So let's begin. So we're going to begin this week with the activity workbook that we've sent you, and you've got a whole list of journaling exercises. As usual, I ask you to go to the ones that you're drawn to first, and then come back to the ones that you find a little bit more challenging. I've also asked you to do an active exercise this week, where you're actively going to start practicing saying yes and saying no, and saying clearly what you really feel and mean. Now, start small. It's like working a new muscle at the gym. So if you're not used to doing this, it may be a muscle that hasn't been used either ever or for a very long time. So start small. So it can be simply like, no, I don't want to eat right now, I'm not hungry, but I'll join you later. No, I don't want to go out tonight, I'd like to have a night in, but have fun. Really small things that actually may feel really hard for you. And then I want you to use your journal. Write in your journal what is coming up for you. Are you scared that people won't like you? Are you scared that people are going to get angry with you? Are you scared that you're going to be alone or dumped or rejected or neglected? What are the fears that come up for you when you start to actually say what you really want? Do you believe that you are worth it? Do you believe that you can live a life where what you want and what you mean and what matters to you matters? Use your journal to write all this down, because I'm going to tell you something. What you want and what you feel does matter. It matters a lot. But first, we need to let you realize that it does matter to you. You believe that it matters to you, it's going to start mattering to everybody else too, because you are important. If you feel important to you, you're going to start being important to everyone else. So start reclaiming that space in your life. So this active exercise starts small. Small muscle, going to the gym, working it out every single day. When you start getting a bit more ballsy and confident, maybe at the second half of the week, try something a bit bigger. No, I don't want that job, thank you very much. Yes, I do want a job that nourishes and fulfills me. No, I don't want to get into this relationship, but yes, I want a relationship that makes me feel like this. Can you get bolder? Can you get stronger? Can you get more confident? Now, I don't want you to push yourself. Do what feels right. Remember, we're all doing this together. You are not on your own on this one. So use the community. If anything's coming up for you, you need any help, or you even just want to hear that other people feel the same way you do, that's what the community space is there for. Check in with your buddy. Write in your journal, and remember, we're all in Power Week together. Okay? Okay, good. So as well as the active exercise and the journaling exercise, I've just suggested to use the cooking and the meditation as a regular conscious practice this week. Like, this is your foundation. When you start getting wobbly, or if you start getting wobbly when you've taken a big risk or put a boundary down, get in the kitchen and make a really simple soup, or go back to your meditation practice. These are going to be your anchors. They're always going to be your anchors. For me, 20 years later, they are still my anchors. They are where I go always to keep me grounded and rooted when everything is changing on the outside. And lastly, I've given you a podcast that I've recorded for you, all about the power of saying no in our lives. When we say no, we say yes to what we want. So good luck, enjoy this week, enjoy feeling powerful. If you get wobbly, use your journals. This is going to be a great week for all of us. So have fun.